Greetings. My name is Alvin Robancho, and this presentation is titled From Academic Learning to Mission Execution, an Applied ePortfolio in Organizational Project Leadership. This presentation introduces my ePortfolio and demonstrates how graduate-level learning has been applied to organizational project leadership and real-world decision-making. It highlights my professional background, career goals, and 3 selected artifacts that reflect applied leadership, planning, and analysis. The purpose of this presentation is to show how academic work, professional experience, and reflection come together to support mission execution and continued professional growth. Next slide, slide 2, overview. Purpose of the ePortfolio. This ePortfolio demonstrates how graduate-level learning is applied to organizational project leadership and decision-making in real operational environments, outlines the purpose of the ePortfolio and explains why and how it was developed as an applied professional record. Personal profile. Provides a brief professional synopsis highlighting leadership background, career theme, and current organizational role. Career goals. Defines short and long-term career objectives focused on continued contribution, applied learning, and advancement. Artifact number 1. Introduces a revised quantitative resource planning tool demonstrating structured, data-driven project planning. Artifact number 2 summarizes a telecommunications infrastructure modernization project illustrating applied project execution. Artifact number 3 presents an organizational assessment examining global readiness and mission support. And conclusion synthesizes the portfolio's purpose, professional profile, career goals, and artifacts into a cohesive closing perspective. Next slide, slide 3. Purpose of the ePortfolio. The goal of this ePortfolio is to demonstrate how graduate-level learning translates into applied organizational project leadership rather than remaining purely theoretical or academic. The work included in this portfolio was intentionally refined to reflect professional standards, incorporate feedback, and emphasize real-world applicability. Taken together, the artifacts present a coherent narrative that shows not only what was learned, but also how that learning influenced decision-making, improved execution, and strengthened professional judgment. The purpose of building this ePortfolio is twofold. First, it provides clear evidence of applied competence by connecting analytical work to organizational challenges, leadership considerations, and project outcomes. Second, it serves as a professional record that supports performance discussions, advancement opportunities, and leadership readiness in complex organizational environments. Unlike a resume, which summarizes experience, this portfolio demonstrates how problems are approached, how trade-offs are managed, and how improvement occurs through reflection and revision. This portfolio was developed through a deliberate process of selection, revision, and reflection. Artifacts were chosen based on their ability to demonstrate applied project leadership, analytical rigor, and responsiveness to critique. Each artifact is supported by a reflective analysis that explains context, decisions, outcomes, and lessons learned. Together, these elements position the ePortfolio as a living document that reflects continuous learning, accountability, and readiness for mission-focused organizational leadership. Next slide, slide 4, personal profile. I currently serve as a telecommunications specialist supporting the Bureau of Overseas Buildings Operations within the Office of Design and Engineering. My professional background combines more than 2 decades of leadership experience with advanced technical expertise in telecommunications systems, infrastructure design, and project execution. I am a retired U.S. Marine, having held senior leadership roles responsible for communications planning, operational readiness, training, and system integration across complex, high-risk environments. That experience established a foundation in disciplined planning, accountability, and mission execution that continues to guide my professional approach. My career theme centers on applying program and project management principles to telecommunications design and infrastructure modernization. Telecommunications systems are not standalone technical assets. They are integrated components of larger organizational systems that require coordination across design, procurement, installation, testing, security, and stakeholder oversight. By applying structured project management practices such as scope definition, resource planning, scheduling logic, risk management, and performance measurement, I focus on ensuring that telecommunications designs support organizational objectives, operational continuity, and long-term sustainability. In my current position, I provide technical expertise and project oversight for telecommunications systems supporting U.S. diplomatic facilities worldwide. My responsibilities include reviewing design documents and contractor submittals, advising on scopes of work and cost estimates, conducting site surveys, supporting construction oversight, and ensuring compliance with U.S. government standards, industry codes, and security requirements. I regularly coordinate with architects, engineers, contractors, project directors, and security stakeholders to resolve technical issues and maintain alignment across disciplines. This role requires independent judgment, adaptability, and the ability to operate effectively in secure, resource-constrained, and culturally diverse environments. Together, my background, career focus, and current responsibilities reflect a commitment to applied organizational project leadership grounded in mission execution and professional accountability. Next slide, slide 5, career goals. My primary career goal is to remain in my current position within the Bureau of Overseas Buildings Operations, while continuing to grow in both technical depth and leadership capacity. The role provides direct exposure to complex projects, global operating environments, and cross-functional coordination, all of which support ongoing professional development. Remaining in this position allows for continuity, sustained contribution, and the ability to build long-term institutional knowledge that directly benefits mission execution. A second goal is to enhance and apply the knowledge gained through graduate-level education to real organizational challenges. Coursework has strengthened my understanding of project integration, resource management, risk assessment, stakeholder engagement, and organizational readiness. Applying these concepts to telecommunications design and infrastructure modernization efforts helps improve planning quality, execution discipline, and decision-making. The emphasis is not on academic theory alone, but on translating structured frameworks into practical tools and processes that support project outcomes and operational reliability. Finally, I intend to pursue future career advancement opportunities within OBO by demonstrating consistent performance, sound judgment, and leadership readiness. Advancement is viewed as a function of applied capability rather than tenure. By delivering reliable results, effectively managing complexity, and supporting organizational objectives, I aim to position myself for roles with greater responsibility and broader influence. These goals align with OBO's mission and reflect a commitment to continuous improvement, accountability, and service in support of U.S. diplomatic operations worldwide. Next slide, slide 6. Artifact number 1, Revised Quantitative Resource Planning Tool. This artifact is a revised quantitative resource planning tool developed to demonstrate how structured project management principles can be applied to real-world planning and cost control. The artifact takes the form of an Excel-based resource plan that clearly defines human roles as resources, establishes daily capacity limits, and automatically calculates labor and cost totals. The primary purpose of the revision was to improve clarity, accuracy, and professional usability. In its original form, the resource plan did not clearly distinguish between tasks and resources, making it challenging to assess workload feasibility and cost accountability. The revised version corrects this issue by allocating hours directly to defined roles, enabling transparent tracking of labor utilization and costs. Built-in formulas provide traceability between planned hours and total cost, reducing the risk of errors and improving confidence in the data. Additional improvements include consistent labeling, separation of labor and material costs, and the introduction of capacity controls to prevent over-allocation. These changes transform the artifact from a one-time academic submission into a practical planning tool suitable for professional project environments. Next slide. Slide 7. Artifact number 2, Telecommunications Infrastructure Modernization Project. This artifact presents a telecommunications infrastructure modernization project developed for a U.S. embassy operating in a secure, access-restricted environment. The project focuses on replacing outdated telecommunications systems with compliant, resilient infrastructure that supports mission continuity, security requirements, and modern operational demands. The artifact integrates core project management tools to demonstrate applied execution rather than conceptual discussion. Key components include a defined scope and statement of work, a multi-level work breakdown structure, a detailed Gantt chart, and critical path identification. These elements clearly illustrate how project activities were sequenced, how dependencies were managed, and which tasks directly affected schedule completion. The revised artifact also incorporates earned value management concepts to link planning assumptions to cost and schedule performance, reinforcing accountability and transparency. The revision process emphasized improving how project information is communicated to stakeholders. Visual planning tools replaced narrative-heavy explanations, allowing decision-makers to quickly assess risk, progress, and constraints. As a result, the artifact demonstrates professional judgment, systematic planning, and the ability to manage complex infrastructure. Next slide, slide 8. Artifact number 3, Organizational Assessment for Global Readiness. This artifact presents a comprehensive organizational assessment examining global readiness within the Bureau of Overseas Buildings Operations. The assessment evaluates how structure, leadership, infrastructure, and human factors collectively support or constrain the Bureau's ability to operate effectively across diverse international environments. Rather than focusing on a single project, the artifact analyzes organizational systems that influence long-term performance and mission reliability. Key areas of analysis include organizational structure and control systems, environmental pressures, corporate social responsibility practices, cross-cultural competence, expatriate readiness, and the management of global teams. The assessment integrates peer-reviewed research with applied observation to identify strengths, risks, and systemic gaps. Attention is given to how infrastructure resilience and telecommunications readiness directly affect diplomatic operations. The revision process strengthened the artifact's professional presentation without altering its analytical conclusions. Formatting, structure, and citation consistency were improved to meet academic and professional standards. As a result, the artifact demonstrates the ability to conduct disciplined organizational analysis, synthesize research, and translate findings into practical recommendations that support global mission execution. Next slide, slide 9, conclusion. This e-portfolio was developed to demonstrate how graduate-level learning can be translated into applied organizational project leadership that supports real mission outcomes. Rather than functioning as a collection of academic assignments, the portfolio presents a cohesive narrative of professional growth, decision-making, and execution. Each element was selected and refined to reflect professional standards, responsiveness to feedback, and relevance to complex organizational environments. Together, the portfolio illustrates how structured analysis, disciplined planning, and reflective revision contribute to effective leadership and accountability. The personal profile presented throughout this portfolio reflects a career grounded in both leadership and technical expertise. Experience as a telecommunications specialist within the Bureau of Overseas Buildings Operations, combined with over 2 decades of prior leadership experience, informs an approach to work that emphasizes mission execution, coordination across disciplines, and sound judgment under constraint. The career theme of applying project and program management principles to complex organizational systems underscores the importance of structure, clarity, and integration in achieving reliable outcomes. Career goals reinforce this applied focus. Remaining in the current role at OBO provides continuity and the opportunity to deepen institutional knowledge while contributing directly to global diplomatic operations. Enhancing and applying knowledge gained through graduate study strengthens planning, execution, and decision-making across projects. Looking ahead, career advancement is viewed not as an end in itself, but as the result of demonstrated capability, leadership readiness, and consistent performance in support of organizational objectives. The 3 artifacts included in this portfolio collectively support these goals. The revised quantitative resource planning tool demonstrates disciplined, data-driven decision-making, and practical cost control. The Telecommunications Infrastructure Modernization Project illustrates systematic project execution in a secure, mission-critical environment. The Organizational Assessment for Global Readiness expands the focus to enterprise-level systems, highlighting how leadership, culture, infrastructure, and human factors shape long-term performance. Together, these artifacts show applied learning in action and position the e-portfolio as a professional record of growth, judgment, and readiness for expanded responsibility within complex organizational settings. This concludes the presentation. For those who have questions, please feel free to reach out, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.